Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf Needles and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Andang,
Hey, everybody.
Terry Adwin,
Hi, hi.
Maven,
Are we all like pausing? Hi, y'all.
and Arether.
Hey, everybody.
Apparently they are all on the moon at the moment and we have to have a pause.
I wonder if
No.
Pineleaf notices that he even did that in the
We're
first
lagged
place.
out from that massive server crash we did.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no kidding.
definitely it.
Yes, and this week our piece of news is that the LOTRO server population are so large now, at least on some of the servers, that they have decided to pause the mergers until after they have the new hardware in place. So therefore, the servers that were open this week will be the last servers to be opened until that's about, I would say about a month would be my best guess at the moment.
Yeah, probably about that amount of time. Um, it's very interesting that they've been, transferring over the smaller servers, and they're only just over halfway on the smaller servers, and yet they're already having to close transfers because the populations are so big on these servers. I'm very surprised that I guess just a lot of people went to certain servers, or maybe they were underestimated how many players would be coming in for the mergers. I don't know. It's
Well,
interesting.
the main one that was the problem was Evernight, I believe is the name of the server. It's the English non-RP server on the EU side. So therefore, is obviously would be a very popular destination server for anyone who doesn't do RP.
Right, but they also said
Now,
Guayhir
look,
is
we
also
talked
now
about this.
in the realm of
Oh,
Evernight.
Guayhira also got up to that level?
And they even said that Belagir is quickly closing the gap. So it seems that there's actually, including Brandywine, 4 servers now that are about the size of Brandywine, which is kind of surprising.
Wow, that is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
almost
that
half their
is
servers
Actually,
are too
incredible.
full to be doing transfers still. That's really good information because it's glad to know that there's a ton of players playing Lotro. That's just great news.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
It's interesting that both of the German servers are both German servers seem to be hitting that peak then based on what you just said.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So that means that shows you how many German players there are that they're filling that up so fast. So therefore, let's then head into the question about how long is it going to take them. The part of that answer is to be answered probably based on today's little test they did on Balrog, where they did the first server tech where they allowed 3,000 players to log in at once. And based on some of the things that were happening in there, I would say about 4,000 attempted to log in, and 1,000 people were sitting there waiting. Oh, when will I get in? When will I get in?
And there may have been more than that. We don't actually have hard numbers yet. They said
Right.
roughly 3,000. That's just an estimate, but they don't actually have hard data yet.
Right. They said they're
Right.
going to
They
be
had to
doing another
actually
one
get the
soon
hard
too.
data in and telling it was, but they were actually pushing the new hardware out to its limits, and oh boy, did they hit its limits.
Yeah.
Well, and they did have all 3,000 players in the middle, and sometimes they even, on top of that, put in extra buffers, so they'll tell the server to only run at like half strength, and see if it can, be able to do that much. So they could have been extremely stress testing it, or this could have been a more accurate test, but there's just so many players in Bree that caused a ton of lag.
Yeah.
Well, the lag was felt server-wide, but it could be that if they had so many resources dedicated to Breathe that everybody else, because I was in Dol Amroth during this time, and during another part of it, I was running Thievery and Mischief, and apparently they had only one little one little hamster running the instance
Well,
server because it was like dun 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 dun.
well, and when they were
dun.
testing Helm's Deep instances back in the beta, those also had a ton of lag because it seems like the instances require the overall server to not have too much lag for them to not have lag. So,
Okay,
Although
yeah,
so therefore the overall server does impact the instances then.
even though you're just by yourself, even if you are just by yourself in an instance, it can still affect it, apparently.
and
All right.
Freelearn said that they learned a whole bunch of really useful information. They're going to be putting like a post on the forums, letting people know everything. Like, here's what we learned. And for people who are wondering things like that, what did they test? What did they learn? What do they know about it now? About the new hardware? They're going to be putting it out next week. The information on that, along with the dev diary and I forget what the dev diary is for exactly, but there is a dev diary coming out hopefully Monday. They talked about it on their stream. But he says they're going to be basically putting out the information of here's what happened and awarding the prizes for the event. They were giving away like 1,000 turbine points to some folks, 10,000 to some folks, and a few lifetime accounts, and 100 turbine points to everyone that showed up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we'll find out later this in the next week or so of what exactly they learned.
They learned that if you give incentives with prizes of turbine points and potentially a lifetime account, lots of people log in.
Yeah, it's like pizza with teenagers. You want to get
Yes.
teenagers to show up to a meeting? Free pizza. Works every time.
Okay.
Just saying.
Let's head into the store sales. And what's on sale this week?
So this week's free sample, October 23rd through the 29th, is a simple rally horn. Use coupon code you can find in the show notes, one time per account. Also 20% off expansions and expansion quests, skirmishes and instances, enhanced XP supply, token of the Hornburg, and mark acquisition boosts. Yay! So it's 2 weeks in a row,
Those
not
codes,
2 weeks in a row,
those,
not crappy sales. Yay!
those numbers are obviously must be from the new store because I was like, oh yeah, I'm
Yes.
going to be able to remember that.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not.
Sale.
Yeah, the
Go
news.
to the show notes, copy paste, just your friend.
Yeah.
Also, the Harvest Math Festival is running from October 21st through November 22nd. Or
Yay.
November
Oh
2nd.
wow.
I wish it was the 22nd.
I say.
November 2nd. So 2 weeks for Harvest Math. More
Quick-
on this later.
Quick question on the token of the Hornburg. I noticed in the description it says bound to a character and only gives XP on monster kills. When I got it on my minstrel, because I was like, hey, it's on sale, I'm leveling my minstrel, why not? I got it, put it on my minstrel, it says bound to account and monster kills on only monster kills and crafting XP.
Huh.
Is it bound to character or bound to account, and does it count for quest turn-ins as well? Does anybody know off the top of their head? And also it said, because I thought it was only usable up to 85, but it says maximum level 99.
Oh, I wonder
For
if they
token
changed
of
it.
the horn. It could be an old description because I believe the original version of it is the one that you got when you did the pre-order.
Mm-hmm.
And the pre-order one is very definitely found the character maximum level 85 because that was the maximum level back when
Right.
they put it out.
Right.
And that's when it stops working for me because I always use that whenever I have a new character. And yeah, it's monster kills. Now, just soon after they did that, they started adding XP for crafting, and XP for crafting is treated pretty much as the same thing as monster kill XP.
Okay.
And that's why it works on both ways on there. I don't think it works on Quest XP, but I have never gotten the one that's in the store because I've always used the freebie that you get whenever I log in since I bought the expansion.
I wish I had. The steed that comes with that pre-order is like the coolest thing ever been, and I will never get it, and I'm sad about it, but that's okay. So good to know. I will have to try and see if I can put it from my minstrel to another character of mine and see if it works or if it's bound to character or not. Because if it's not bound to character, that'd be awesome.
And concerning the coupon code, I've noticed that this week DDO went to the new store, and as soon as they went to the new store, just like Lotro, they went to these really weird coupon codes. So I'm pretty certain, yeah, it's something by our new provider.
Yeah, that's what I
Or
think
there's
it
a new
is.
dev doing the codes, and he's just having a ton of fun with all of us.
He doesn't
I
want to bother
don't
typing something.
think there'd be the same dev working on it for both DDO and Lotro.
You know that they
Hey, has
switch
anybody?
employees back and forth at Turbine,
We
Pineleaf.
can't use
It's
logic here, Pineleaf. This is LOTRO Players News.
And have you seen that code? There's no logic in that. So I mean, anybody's guess is as good
There
as
is
yours.
actually. Well, for the first half of it, every other letter is capitalized. Just saying.
Mm.
Anyways,
Right.
Has anybody had a problem with the store? I a couple of times when I've gone into the store, it's crashed the game for me.
ooh,
You know, yeah. I mean, I'll get through the transaction, but then it's like the game just goes away. It's just like gone.
I
I don't
have
know what
not
that's
had that
about.
happen
I should
to me.
probably log a ticket. I suppose let
Yeah,
I
people
that
had
know.
an
might be a good
issue like
idea.
that on beta, but I thought it was just a beta issue. So I don't know.
it runs a little slow for me, but it's not bad.
It's way
Now
better
there
than the old
is
one.
yeah, there does seem to be another issue concerning the store, and that is some people are having trouble in the new in that whenever they earn turbine points, apparently the store is coming up. I don't know.
I saw that. That doesn't happen to me. I
Yeah,
noticed
it
somebody
doesn't.
That
mentioned
I don't
that.
know.
actually
Is it a
happened
Yeah,
to
Windows
that's not
10
me.
thing or
problem
what?
either.
That actually happened to me today, and we have an email that we'll talk about that later with. So,
Okay, you're
Oh,
right. All right, so let's head into the player's site news, and we'll begin with Tales of the Free Folk, Episode 4, the prologue.
Prologue. Yay.
don't sell the helmet.
Don't sell the helmet.
did
I
the
wanted
drinker
to sell the
lady?
helmet.
Did the drinker lady get in a fight? I love that. Did the drinker lady get in a fight?
Yeah, that's great. And if
I
you
did
don't
punch
know,
that guy.
if you don't know what we're talking about, you should definitely check out Tales of the Free Folk and also read this prologue, as episode 4 is going to be recorded tonight. So, very exciting stuff.
All right,
Oh
and
yeah, real excited.
Uh-huh.
right.
Ending's thrilled that we're such a good promotional bunch. Oh yeah, listen to Tales of the Free Folk.
All right, then we have another chapter for Pineley's pictorial primer of skirmishing for defense of the prancing pony. A lot of P's in there.
Which I haven't looked at yet because it came out like a couple of hours ago.
Yeah,
I was a little busy.
you're a little busy on Bull Roar.
I was a little busy getting squished by a Balrog, yeah.
Being squished by a Balrog. Yeah, yeah, that does make things rather difficult. And yes, this is the latest installment of that, where I go through everything on the defense of the prancing pony. And if you wish to
I
know,
don't know what it is, Pineleaf. I don't expect humor from you, which I don't know why that is. I don't know why I think that. But I must say, when I got to the end of this short little thing about the thing, it's time to keep those torchbearers from ruining good beer. I just cracked up. I guess I don't know, because you are funny. You're funny. You're a funny guy. I don't know. I just didn't expect it.
you
It's
didn't
like when
expect the.
Zeppel Marx
He's
breaks
just
out with a joke. Nobody expects it.
Nobody
it's
expects it. Yeah,
he's got to be the straight guy on this show because everybody and their first cousin once removed is
that's true.
trying to crack a joke.
That's
We
true.
don't try.
Yeah,
We succeed.
he actually put me in stitches during the field trip, the academy field trip. I will say that. So yes, that's
Frequently.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's needless to say
Anyway.
that Pineleaf is hilarious.
Needless to say.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a weird phrase.
All right. So
So
that was
we
me being
added. Yeah.
You know
Yes.
it's bad when May's the one that's giving the transitions.
Let's head into the Loto video highlights. The elf dance.
Yes, Pineleaf.
Okay, somebody actually videoed it. Oh,
Oh, this is awesome.
This
is not
is
just
Is it?
the most awesome dancing
okay.
video you will ever see in Lotro, period.
Yeah.
it's like you're watching a like high quality television dancing program, like a dancing competition or something
Oh,
like that. I mean, it is really, really well done. They have like overhead camera angles that come like zooming in down below, so you can see everything that's going on, and the choreography is in perfect synchrony throughout the whole thing. It's amazing. They did a really great job, and it would have taken so many takes that I don't even want to think about it. It's just a great video. I recommend.
Now, I have one question.
Yes, Pine Leaf.
What language is this in?
This is in Russian. Yes, this is another one of those Russian YouTube
It's
videos.
another Russian
wow,
video, which,
hmm
I wasn't at all
amazing.
surprised.
Right.
And so
It
far, some
it
of
looks
the
like
best
yeah.
video highlights have come out of Russia. So they have a really good team over there that are putting out some
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
Okay.
machinima.
I think I must never have seen the lowercase alphabet for Cyrillic because the letters look different than the usual way I see Russian
They
letters.
do. It's an interesting thing. I've not seen that either. So, but it is definitely from a Russian YouTuber. So,
All right then. Then let's head into from dancing into dressing. And in this case, Lily Kate Buggins looks at the Honorian Autumn Dress, which is the new dress for the Autumn Festival this year, which because we finally have a new dress after
Yes,
all these
yes,
years.
yes. So awesome.
This is
And
a wonderful dress. I'm
she
getting
went
it in
with
every color.
she took every single dye with her and dyed
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
every single
yeah.
color and took a screenshot so you can just look at this article and see what it looks like in every single color. It's awesome.
It's
It's
Right.
awesome.
awesome. And it's a really beautiful dress. And as a totally different side note, if you preview it on a dwarf, it actually looks sort of like a robe. It doesn't look like a dress. It looks like a robe. So you can actually wear it on a dwarf and not look like a girl.
Not look like a girl? Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
And the other thing about, on this
with the right
is
set
that
of
when I
shoulders,
was
of course.
doing a concert today, the front row must have been some sort of banner or something like this. Yeah, there were 8 Hobbit lasses, all wearing this dress in different colors.
Oh my.
did you think you
And
stepped out of like a Lillicate like catalog manual guide?
yeah, yeah. So they're all laid there, and most of them had the same name, so it looked like someone who was octuple boxing or something like that for a band. It's like,
I've seen that.
More like octuple dressing.
thank you, ending.
I think that was the longest silence we've had on this show. That was quite the transition.
We'll
All right.
head on to the family line, part 64, Against Time. And yes, I've been fighting against time tonight, apparently.
It would seem Pine Leaf. Yes, this is another great family line. It's always good to read up on these, and I don't know if anyone's caught up yet, but I'm trying to. It's really good.
All right. And then Lily Kate has another article here, Step by Step, where she discusses the songbook plugin. And this is version 0.94 of Songbook. There is a version of it at LOTRO interface 0.92, which is what I currently use. I had tried 9.3, had a few bugs in it, so I went back to 9.2. So I've downloaded 9.4, but I haven't had a chance to test out, see if they fixed up all the bugs that caused me to go back to 9.2. But Songbook, whether you use 9.2, 9.3, 9.4, whichever one you use, if you are playing music in Lotro, you want to use Songbook.
It is the most indispensable plugin for musicians.
Yeah.
I used to use the old, the slash commands where you do slash music and then you had to remember what the heck you named those music files. I don't have
Yeah,
to do that anymore. I discovered Songbook and I was like, yay, it's awesome.
Songbook seriously is amazing. It really is. Makes it super, super easy. If you've ever wanted, like, I want to do that too, Songbook.
right. And Lily Kate goes through every step you need to do in order to download it, put it into your system, and to add files to it. So check that out. And if you want to play music, look for Songbook. And now we have another story by the Nimbledillian Tailspinner, Shield of Honor, Part 5.
Yeah, so I don't know that this is another story so much as a continuation of the ongoing story of Shield of Honor.
Yeah, I didn't mean to imply it was a new story.
That was what you said. I didn't want people to get confused.
I thought I said installment or part of a story, but
Well,
obviously,
it's still early. I'm paying attention to what actually is being said. Give me a half hour. I won't care.
well then. And Lily Kate comes back and she is having a little installment with the Ninny Hammers, who are playing Clint Eastwood by the Gorillas.
Yes, Clint Eastwood is the name of a song by a band called the Gorillas.
Okay. Very well. And in case you want to know, the Ninny Hammers are Lily Kate's group that plays regularly on Landfall at 2 o'clock server time each Saturday.
This one I think she did for Evernight.
All right, there, yes, that's a possibility because I know that she is wanting to start to do some playing over at Evernight to start to see if some of the members of the Ninny Hammers will join her there. I wasn't there this week because they're getting into the final rounds of the World Cup, so I was watching that.
Oh, sports.
Yeah. So let's head into the new player question. And what's the question for this week?
The question for this week, I know you're sitting on the edge of your seats. How
Yeah.
often will I get class quests, and is it important that I do them?
Weren't you just doing a class quest?
That's why I thought of it. Actually, I did one today. I did the Lore Master. I
Yeah,
did
the
the
new
Lore
player
Master level
question-
30 class quest today.
New player question, not necessarily a question Maven has. It's just a question that she's
No,
asking
right.
us.
It's just a question
Finally.
that I'm asking on behalf of if a new player. I mean, I have a level cap character, so I've done loads of class quests, but I'm asking from the point of view of a new player. And I just did my level 30 Lore Master quest on my Gladden Lore Master today, which made me think of it.
It's level 15, 30, and then it goes it goes to like 50 or 45 because you get like those book things.
It opens up at 45, but they're labeled as level 50 quests.
Yeah, and then you have another one
Yeah, you get
at
the books
60
at 39.
or 58, I guess, somewhere
Well, the
around there at the end
books
of Moria.
are for deeds, not quests.
Right. Right. Those aren't
But,
actually
but that's a
class
class
quests, right?
deed, yeah.
Yeah, Cable Net
Right.
Dragon says 39, which is when it starts up. So-
Yeah.
And I guess this actually is a question of mine because I did not bother with the Runekeeper class quest in Moria, and I'm wondering if I should go back and do it.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, that's a level
Short
58
answer, yes.
for the ones in Moria.
And then after that, you don't have any more class quests.
But
There's
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now-
there's a couple things that you want to do. Like, it's important to do your class quests, not only because they give really cool titles most of the time, but also because some of them do lead to trait points.
Yeah.
Right.
Like in Moria, I know I just finished one on my hunter with Becca, and we did it, and I didn't realize till halfway through. Oh, we do these 3 quests, we get a trait point. Cool. And yeah, it's like it definitely like do like because trait points obviously like if you have trait points you make your class stronger. So by doing your class quest, your character will get stronger. So do you need to do them? No. Should you?
Right.
Yes.
And they're actually less than they used to be because used to be you'd want to do them because you'd get like these awesome skills, and now you just get like a trait point, which especially by the time you get to Moria, you're probably already at least getting started on your second tree, which requires 2 trait points. So
Well,
it's
like the
not
class 30
as
quest I did
important.
today, I didn't see. I guess I did get a trait point. Did I get a trait point?
No,
I
but
guess I
you would
did.
have opened up a deed for the class
Right, that's what I was
tier,
going to say. Yeah,
and
it's
that
class
gives you the
tier, so you
trait
don't get the
point.
point. Right. It opens up a deed, and then you've
Yeah,
got to
it's
do a
required in
bajillion of
order
whatever the other
to.
two things
Yeah,
are.
it's
Yeah.
required in order to
Class
finish the
class
deed.
skill deeds are different than class quests.
Right.
Your class skill deeds, you basically do a certain skill a gazillion times, and there's three that they kind of bunch together, and you finish those three skills doing those three skills a zillion times, and you get a trait point.
Yes,
But
but
like
the
Terry
class
said,
quests,
you
you do
unlock
those
those
also.
deeds by doing the class quests.
You can.
Like I
Some
didn't,
of them
I
unlock
unlocked that
automatically.
one. Yeah. I
Some
mean,
of
I
them
unlocked one of them.
automatically unlock, like when you get to a certain level, you use a healing skill that you've
Oh,
always
okay.
used, and you're like, oh, suddenly this skill's going to give me a thing now. Good to
Right.
know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then you
every
have to
10th
do it
level
1,000
seems
more
to unlock.
times, and it'll give
Yeah.
you a 5 turbine
I
point.
know.
Now, in addition to these that we talked about, the 15, 30, 45, 58 class quests, there are some classes that do have additional ones. The burglar has a class quest that is around level 38ish, somewhere around there. That's where they get the clubs, the ability to use clubs. And the hunter has several that they get in order to get some of their va- various traveling skills.
Yes.
Right.
I don't
So
think
Okay.
that
your
burglar one
hunter
is there
really big
anymore because
fall.
I
And
don't remember
another
doing it.
thing is, while we're kind of on the subject of trait points, is getting to kindred with the Iron Garrison guards, I believe. You can get, like, once you're kindred with them, you talk to the little barter dude in the 21st Hall, and you can get a book, and you read the book, and you get another trait point.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Right. That's
Yeah.
Kindred and level 58 both, I think you have to do in
Yes.
order to do
Uh-huh.
that. Except if you're a
Yeah.
Bjorning. Bjornings don't get that particular trait point because they get
Well,
that.
that's a shock.
No, they get it
I was-
early.
oh,
They get it through a different means.
and did you just say they get it earlier? Because now I'm going to be
I
back to
think
my
it might
big
be a little
skill.
bit earlier that they can get it.
Fine. Good lord.
See?
DPS, healing,
See?
melee, and then they get the stuff early.
Overpowered
It's like,
bears.
I
And
know who
tanks.
Durbine's favorite kid is. It's that
Overpowered
bear.
bears. Down with bears.
And they can shoot bows.
Yes.
Not yet.
Or will be able to come update 17. Down with bears, I say.
Down with bears.
Grrr.
It sounded painful.
That's right.
All right. Any other comments on class quests? Right. Then let's head into our week in Lotro. Maven, what's your highlight for the week?
Well, let me tell you. So, first of all, I got my warg to rank 8, which was pretty fun.
Nice.
Nice.
I have really a low light for my highlight. I was out in the moors. I'd had a bad day and a whole string of bad days. So this is like the worst day in a string of bad days. I was feeling really sorry for myself. I was like, I just want to go fight freeps. So I'm out in this fight, and I'm fighting this one dude, and he turns around, and I see who it is. It's Aerithert, crosser of roads, and I'm like, it's Aerithert, and I just took my hands off the keyboard. I was like, I'm not fighting Aerithert. I'm not fighting Aerithert. If I met Andang, if I met Terry, if I met I'm not fighting any of these guys, and so he killed me. So then we Skyped, back and forth, and he was like, "No, go ahead, noms me, it's fine." And I'm like, "No, I know. Maybe I don't know if it's a girl thing or not. It's definitely a me thing. I can't do it. I can't kill my friend. I'm not doing it." And I was very adamant about this. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So later on,
But not even later on,
This is-
5 minutes later.
well, it seemed like it was a lot later. This is why wargs cannot be trusted. Okay, this is why wargs are on the bad side. Okay, we were in a big old fight. I died. I got rezzed, and as I came to in my res, there's Aerithert right in front of me, and I'm like, oh, what the heck? and I pounced him. Actually, it turned out he was the only guy. He was the only creep left on the field. So I mean, every single creep on the field piled onto him, but he.
I lasted
But not
satisfyingly long.
But not before he noticed that I had pounced him. And he sent me a note and said, "So you pounced me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, okay, so I lied." And, I'm a warg. What do you want? So anyway, but it was really a shock. It was a shock. It was like, well, he's my grandfather. He's the guy that got me into the moors. And I'm like on the field, and there's this freep in front of me, and it's Aerithert. And I'm like, wait a minute, am I reading that right? Is that what? I'm not fighting this dude. No way. Anyway, so Arthert, what was your highlight for the week?
Um, Killing Maven's Warg. No, just kidding. No, I fought a Balrog on a chicken, sort of.
And
Um,
lived to tell the tale.
No, I didn't live to tell the tale. I got hit for. So it turns out a Balrog hits a chicken from a long way off for 27k morale.
Yeah, he said he fought. He didn't say he won. It's a
Exactly.
difference.
And the fight was mostly in my mind. It was sort of like I had vague, threatening moods and vibes
So where did you
towards the
encounter a
Balrog.
Balrog on a chicken?
So basically, this event that they had on Bullroar, they spawned a bunch of Balrogs. I think 3 or 4
Oh.
into Bree, and so people were going in and fighting him, and then somebody like Arbor made a bunch of stairs out of picnic tables going up into Bree, and then kind of stretching and turning out and going over the. They ended up going like if he would punted people off the top with his Nerf bat, and they landed in the northern Barrow Downs. Actually, that's how high it went and far away. So it was ridiculously high. It was like a 30-second fall. And I got on, finally, it took me a long time to get in. And Becca and I were trying to get in, and I finally got in, and I was like, yeah, I got in. So I get there, and I was like, I'm going to climb the stairs. And so I get up on the stairs, and I keep lagging out and going into a different layer of Brie. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be me. I'm going to go get on a chicken. So I rode to the Shire. I got on a chicken, and as I'm getting off, like on the chicken, getting back, they're like, "We're almost done with the test." I'm like, "No, you can't turn it off till I get there on my chicken." I get there on my chicken, and then like the west gate of Bree is wreathed with flame, and I'm like, I should probably go around the other way. So I went in the north gate of Bree, and there's a Balrog, and I put the picture out on Twitter, and I was a long way off when that Balrog. I was just kind of like thinking about kind of going around behind him because I know there was a concert going on at the Pony, and it'd be like, "Hey, I'm here." And I was just like, and it killed me. And
He didn't probably even know you were there.
I saw a
That's an
got in
five-digit
his
red
AOE.
number.
though.
I saw a 5-digit red number float above my head. It was like 27-4 something.
Wow.
I was like, whoa,
Wow.
27,000 morale hits. Like, yeah, I could handle that on my Guardian. It's what Lumathil hits you for, is 28,000 every tick or whatever. But on a chicken with 43 morale, 27,000's a lot.
Well, and it actually doesn't even hit that hard. It's just you didn't have any armor, so it made it seem higher than what your Guardian would have felt anyway.
So I wanted to get my Guardian and come back and like take it on and kill it the way it meant to be and take revenge for my Moria fried chicken, but oh well.
Oh, I see the photo. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I put it on the forums too for folks there so they can enjoy it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with my chicken. And there was Tharlock, I guess, from the Rip was there too, and they had him, but he was like graphically glitched out a little bit in one of the layers of Bree because I think there were like 3 or 4 layers of Bree. There were so many people, but so it was his corpse, but it looked like he was still alive. Like if you click on it, it said corpse of Tharlock, but he was still standing there all fiery and cool looking. So I kind of ooched my chicken up underneath him and took a selfie with the Balrog on my chicken, and that was very satisfying as well.
That's great.
So yeah, I had fun with the chicken on a Balrog, and I'll probably never get a chance to do it again, but it was a lot of fun.
That is like, the picture of the selfie that you took is like, that's like 2 images you would never expect to see in the same frame.
No, I know, it's great. Well, it's like a chicken and a Balrog and Brie. Okay. Whatever works.
Right.
Hmm.
Andy, what were you up to?
Well, just a quick follow-up to Aether. They actually did stuff like that every single beta until they stopped having betas like that with Helm's Deep. And it was a ton of fun to do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, awesome stuff.
So this is like the old days, huh?
Yeah, it was nice to see another beta event where the devs actually make like stairs to nowhere and all sorts of stuff like that.
That's fun.
Very cool. I wish they'd do it more often. Anyway, I actually died in Bingo's dreams. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, you can just watch my YouTube video. But just know that if Bingo's asleep and he's the one telling the story, then whatever happens while he's sleeping didn't really happen.
There you go. I like the way you think. That's good. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So Terry, what'd you do this week?
well, other than getting squished by a Balrog and Blower. Last night on the Academy field trip, I ran with Pineleaf and another kinmate from the Academy the Flight of Drakes quest in Aragian, one of the small fellowship quests that you can do for an LI title. And it's the first time I'd ever done it. And we actually did it pretty well. It was very satisfying killing all those dragons.
Yeah, killing all those drakes. Yes,
Killing all those
drakes.
drakes and little drakes and littler drakes, and yeah, lots of fun. So Pineleaf, what did you do?
My highlight for the week is moving characters from Winfola to new homes. So I moved my burglar to Landreval, and I moved the rest of it plus my account to Crick Hollow.
Hmm.
So now I'm starting to get used to my new home there, and most of my kin that I have on Winfola seems to have also gotten there. So my regular Sunday skirmish group will be on Crick Hollow this week instead of on Winfola.
So, on the remaining servers, are there any that you don't have characters on now, Pineleaf?
I have at least one character on every single remaining. Well, I had at least one character on all the old worlds even before.
Of
So
course you did.
now there are some of them that were only at level 1. Actually, just to be sure that I've logged into them in the last year, I did level the level 1s up to level 2 just to make sure that someone didn't come in and take the name Pine Leaf. Oh yes, that
Right.
was my real highlight actually of the week is that yes, I am now Pine Leaf on Crick Hollow and not some level 1 champion. That level 1 champion is now Pine Leaf Dash 1.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yay.
Yes.
Neener, neener.
Yeah. We currently have 18 supporters on Patreon. If you would like to join this illustrious raid of supporters to help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you will find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest host on an episode of LOTRO Players News. And how far are we from the next LOTRO goal?
Yes, well, Pineleaf, we are $37 away from a LOTRO 1-year VIP code giveaway, which would be really awesome. So, help support the network and also help us get new giveaways.
Especially for the person who gets it, right?
Yeah.
We don't have any reviews this week, but we do have an email from Mary Rose. And Mary Rose says, you may already be aware of this issue, but in case not, here is the forum link telling you how to avoid the store always opening every time TP has been earned. It has helped me to keep calm. I'm anxiously awaiting update 17 to permanently fix this. Also wanted to say thank you for keeping us all up to date regarding the world transfers. I don't always get to keep up with the forums, so the podcast is very helpful. World Chat has renamed on our server Everlag, but it's a good problem so far. There is more interest in pugs for the older instances, and there is excitement even in the offbeat times for EU. Mary Rose. And I haven't encountered this thing with it, and I'm wondering, does anyone know any systematic
I don't think it's a
way?
systematic thing. It did happen on my computer just randomly this week. And I mean, I'd logged in with the new store and however many times for like a month now and hadn't had this issue. And then all of a sudden today, or not today, but earlier this week, I had this issue of it just randomly opening itself, which is kind of terrifying. Makes you think that
You're
like
Oh
very
no.
easily terrified.
there's like a remote person doing like remote play on my desktop and is now opened up the store and is going to spend all my money on Lotros cosmetics or something.
Really
Um,
much mine.
But no, it's just an issue that the store opens up, so I guess they just don't have the seal on that button tied quite enough. But it is a thing that happens, and
It
The
could be
workaround
worse.
that Freelorn put in the forums is basically to when you first log in, if you open the store and let it load all the way up and then close it, he said it can sometimes stop the store from just opening up every time you earn turbine points. I mean, I would love to have the problem of earning turbine points often enough that my store opens enough that
Yeah,
it's
that
annoying.
that's a problem.
Like, I wish that was a
Yeah,
problem for
really.
me, but I'm terrible at doing deeds to the
Uh,
point where that's not a problem that I've had.
All, all right. And I've, as I said, I haven't noticed this yet. I'm wondering, what operating system is everybody using who has experienced this?
I'm using Windows 8.1, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
All right, because I know that some people mentioned that they were using Windows 10 on there. I just want to know, because I'm using Windows 7. I didn't know if there was a difference on that or if it is just completely random.
But they do have a fix for it that's going to be up in Update 17, so it won't be an issue at all soon.
Right. Then and in the show notes we will have the link to the Lord of the Rings online forums and to the specific post mentioning the matter. If you would like to email us, as Mary Rose did, you could send it to podcast@lotraplayers.com. And you can also follow us at Twitter, the Players Alliance at Players Ally, Lotro Players at Lotro Players, Andang at PVMP_Andang, Arathert at Arathert, Carvet at Carvet LP, Maven at Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf at Pineleaf News, and Terry Adwin at Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows on Mondays and Saturdays each week. We have on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locho Players News. We also have 2 shows that are every other week. On every other Thursday at 9 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest, and on every other Saturday after Locho Players News, we have Tales of the Free Folk. You can join us for our live shows at lochoplayers.com/live. Thank you everyone for listening. This is Pineleaf Needles, reminding you to skirmish responsibly.